When a woman genuinely loves you, one of the first and most powerful signs you will notice is that she invests her time in you. Time is the one resource that none of us can ever get back, and because of that, it becomes one of the truest measures of value. When a woman decides to consistently share her time with you, it means she has carefully chosen you over all the other demands and distractions in her life. Think about it in a world where everyone is busy, where everyone is chasing goals, responsibilities, and personal ambitions. Choosing to give her time to you means that she considers you a priority. Her presence is not by accident, it is intentional. It's her way of saying, without words, that you matter enough to rearrange her schedule, adjust her priorities, and place you in the center of her world in moments big and small. You see, love is rarely about the grand gestures alone. It lives in the consistency of small choices. A woman who genuinely loves you will not only make time for you during the happy days, but also during the moments when life feels heavy. She will carve out time to listen to your frustrations, to sit with you in silence, and to be there when the world feels like it's closing in on you. Even when her own plate is full, she will find creative ways to make sure you don't feel alone. Sometimes this might look like late night calls after long hours of work, or checking in on you in the middle of her day just to remind you that you are thought of and cared for. She doesn't do this because she has nothing else to do, but precisely because she has chosen you despite everything else she could be doing. There is a profound difference between someone who spends time with you out of convenience and someone who makes you a part of their daily rhythm. Convenience says, "I'll see you when I have nothing better to do." But love says, "I will make room for you, even when my schedule is tight." When a woman loves you, she doesn't slot you in as an afterthought. She prioritizes the moments with you because she understands that relationships are not built in one grand expression, but in the daily deposits of presence, care, and connection. Her investment of time becomes a reflection of the depth of her feelings. This is how love breathes, through the steady rhythm of showing up. And what is even more powerful is that when she gives you her time, she is not just sharing minutes and hours, she is sharing herself. She is giving you access to her world, her emotions, her vulnerabilities, and her energy. She is letting you into the parts of her life that are precious and sacred. A woman who loves you is not afraid to invite you into her daily reality, whether it's mundane routines or significant milestones. You become a witness to her life, and that is something she will only offer to someone she truly values. Time spent with you becomes less about activity and more about intimacy. The beauty of this investment is that it creates a foundation for the relationship to grow, because every moment she spends with you becomes a thread in the fabric of connection, weaving trust, familiarity, and emotional closeness. And while to some people these moments might look ordinary, in truth they are extraordinary. A simple conversation over coffee, a shared walk, or even sitting in silence watching the world go by. These are the spaces where love roots itself deeply. Her decision to dedicate time to you, again and again, becomes a living testimony of her commitment. It's also important to realize that this investment is not always convenient for her. She may have to sacrifice sleep, cancel other plans, or rearrange her responsibilities. But she does it not with resentment, but with a sense of willingness. Because love makes sacrifice feel lighter. For her, showing up for you is not a burden, it is a choice that fills her heart because she knows it strengthens the bond she treasures. This kind of consistency cannot be faked. It comes from a place of genuine care and deep affection. It is not something she does out of obligation, but out of love that overflows naturally. A woman who invests her time in you also teaches you something about the value of relationships. She shows you that love is not just about passion, chemistry, or words. It is about being intentional. She embodies the truth that commitment is not measured by what we say, but by what we repeatedly do. Her consistency becomes an anchor, a steady reminder that you are not alone in your journey. And when you pay attention, you will notice how her actions create a safe space for you, a place where you feel prioritized, valued, and deeply cared for. In a world filled with fleeting connections and shallow interactions, this kind of devotion stands out. It is rare and it is precious. And so, when you see a woman making time for you, never take it for granted. Understand that she is giving you something that can never be refunded or recycled, her time. Every minute she spends with you is a minute she cannot get back, which means she has chosen you as worthy of her presence. That is the language of genuine love, a language spoken not in empty promises, but in consistent action. This is why when she makes time for you, you must learn to value it. Because love is not only about receiving, it is about recognizing the effort and reciprocating it with gratitude and intention. Her love speaks in the hours she gives you, in the sacrifices she makes, and in the presence she offers. And if you are wise enough to see it, you will understand that her investment of time is not small. It is everything. Would you like me to go ahead and expand Keynote 2 in the same style, 900 words, 10-line paragraphs, so that it builds into a continuous motivational flow for a full speech script? When a woman genuinely loves you, one of the clearest ways you will notice is in the way she nurtures your growth. Love for her is not about leaving you as you are. It is about walking with you into who you can become. She doesn't simply admire your strengths. She also believes in your potential. She recognizes that even though you are enough today, you are capable of so much more tomorrow, and she wants to be by your side on that journey. This is not because she sees you as incomplete, but because she sees the best in you even when you cannot see it in yourself. Her love becomes the mirror that reflects your hidden strength back at you, a steady reminder that you can stretch beyond the limits you've set for yourself. Her support is not always loud, but it is consistent. She becomes the quiet voice of encouragement when you feel like giving up, the one who reminds you of why you started when you lose sight of your goals. Sometimes she will challenge you in ways that make you uncomfortable, because she knows that comfort never created greatness. And even when her words may sting, they come from a place of love, not criticism. She is not trying to tear you down, she is trying to help you build a stronger version of yourself. This kind of love does not flatter the ego but strengthens the spirit. Her faith in you becomes a powerful source of motivation, urging you to rise beyond excuses and fears. When a woman invests in your growth, she pays attention to the details of your journey. She listens carefully when you talk about your dreams, and she remembers them. She is not just a passive listener, she engages, asks questions, and pushes you to refine your vision. She will celebrate your small wins with genuine excitement, because to her every step forward matters. And when you stumble, she does not mock you or abandon you. Instead, she helps you stand again, reminding you that setbacks are not the end, but lessons disguised as obstacles. Her presence during these times creates an environment where you feel safe to keep trying. You will also notice that when she loves you, she often holds you to higher standards. She refuses to let you settle for mediocrity when she knows you are capable of excellence. At times, this can feel like pressure, but it is actually love in action. She loves you too much to let you shrink. She challenges your excuses, questions your complacency, and pushes you toward growth because she knows that the man you are becoming will one day thank her for not letting you stay where you were. Her role is not to make the journey easy, but to make it purposeful. She becomes a partner not only in love but in destiny. This nurturing of your growth also shows in the way she celebrates your individuality. She doesn't try to mold you into her idea of perfection, but instead encourages you to live in your own authenticity. She supports the goals that align with your values, not hers alone. A woman who loves you will not clip your wings out of fear, she will give you the courage to fly. And as you pursue your ambitions, she will remind you that success is not just about achievement, but also about staying true to yourself. She nurtures not just your outer growth, but also your inner strength, character, and integrity. Her love becomes a safe ground where you can share your fears without judgment. She knows that growth is not a straight path, and that vulnerability is part of the process. So she creates a space where you can admit your doubts, your insecurities, and your uncertainties without fear of being seen as weak. This acceptance allows you to face your challenges with greater confidence because you know you are not walking alone. Her love teaches you that true strength is not in pretending you have it all together, but in having someone who believes in you even when you fall apart. Sometimes, nurturing your growth means she will sacrifice her own comfort. She may step back so you can step forward, or she may take on extra responsibilities so you can focus on your goals. This is not because she wants to carry you, but because she believes in making room for your vision to flourish. She understands that love is not just about what she can gain, but what both of you can build together. Her sacrifices are quiet acts of devotion, invisible to many but deeply felt in the stability they create for you. Her influence also extends to the way you begin to see yourself. Over time, her belief in you becomes contagious. You start to hear her voice in your mind whenever doubt tries to creep in. You remember her encouragement when you face challenges. And you realize that part of your courage comes from the foundation she has helped you build. She becomes the silent strength behind your victories, the unseen partner in your achievements. Love, in this form, is transformative. It does not leave you the same, it elevates you. In the end, her nurturing of your growth is one of the purest signs of genuine love, because she does not gain immediate benefit from your progress. She invests in your future simply because she wants to see you thrive. She sees the bigger picture, the version of you that even you may be too afraid to imagine. And so she pours into you, encourages you, challenges you, and supports you until you can stand tall in the fullness of your potential. Her love is not passive admiration. It is active partnership in your evolution. Would you like me to now expand Keynote 3 in the same way, 900 words, 10-line paragraphs, so it flows like a seamless motivational series? When a woman truly loves you, one of the strongest signs you will feel is how much she prioritizes your happiness. It's not just about the big, romantic gestures or the occasional surprises. It's about the consistent effort she makes to bring light into your life. She pays attention to what makes you smile, what excites you, and what calms you when you're stressed. She listens with intention, not just to your words, but also to your silences. Her care shows up in little things like remembering your favorite meal, sending you an encouraging message when you least expect it, or simply being there after a long, exhausting day. These acts may seem small on the surface, but they are expressions of love that say, "Your joy matters to me." Her focus on your happiness is not about losing herself or neglecting her own needs. It's about creating a shared space where your well-being is as important as her own. She knows that love is not one-sided, but she also understands the joy of giving without keeping score. When she loves you, she does not make you feel like your needs are a burden. Instead, she embraces them with openness. If something matters to you, she will remember it and act on it. If something excites you, she will share in that excitement. She knows that the small sparks of happiness you feel every day build the fire of connection that keeps love alive. You'll notice that she becomes deeply attentive to your emotional world. She notices when your mood shifts, even when you try to hide it. She recognizes when you need encouragement and when you just need someone to listen. Sometimes, she won't offer solutions because she knows that you don't always need fixing. You just need understanding. Her ability to tune into your emotional needs is not accidental. It's because she is invested in you, because your happiness genuinely affects her own. She feels your highs and your lows, and she wants to be part of both. That level of attentiveness is not casual, it's love in action. When she prioritizes your happiness, she creates an environment where you feel safe to be yourself. You don't have to wear masks or pretend to be stronger than you are. Her presence tells you, you can relax here. You can be real here. She wants to see the authentic you, not just the polished version you show the world. And in that safety, you find freedom, freedom to laugh without restraint, freedom to cry without shame, freedom to dream without fear. A woman who loves you this way is not just building a relationship, she is building a sanctuary, a place where happiness can be nurtured. This prioritization often shows up in the way she celebrates you. She doesn't only applaud your big achievements, she notices the small victories too. If you accomplish something that feels insignificant to others, she will still cheer you on because she knows how much it matters to you. Her pride in you is not performative. It is genuine. She takes joy in seeing you succeed, not because of what it gives her, but because she truly wants the best for you. And in those moments, you realize that her happiness is tied to yours. That kind of bond cannot be faked. It is a reflection of love that runs deep. But it's not only about being there in good times. A woman who prioritizes your happiness also protects it during hard times. She will shield you from unnecessary negativity, defend you when others misunderstand you, and comfort you when you feel broken. She becomes a buffer between you and the weight of the world, not by removing your struggles, but by standing beside you in them. Her love is protective, steady, and committed. She cannot watch you suffer without stepping in to lighten the load. And that effort, that instinct to guard your happiness, is one of the purest signs of love. It's also worth noticing how intentional she is in the way she communicates. She will try to avoid words that tear you down and instead choose words that uplift and build you. Even when she is upset, she will remember that your heart is not a target for her frustration. She values your peace too much to carelessly destroy it. Of course, she is human and not perfect, but when love is genuine, you will see her make the effort to protect your emotional well-being. She knows that happiness is fragile, and she treats yours with care. Her prioritization of your happiness can also be seen in the way she makes sacrifices. Sometimes she will compromise on things, not because she doesn't have her own preferences, but because she finds joy in seeing you content. She might give up her comfort for your rest, adjust her schedule for your needs, or go out of her way to make sure you have what you need to feel supported. These sacrifices are not always visible, but they are powerful. They show that she values the relationship enough to put in the extra effort. Love at its core is sacrificial, and she embodies that truth in how she cares for your happiness. Over time, her consistent focus on your happiness transforms the way you experience love. You start to realize that love is not about grand declarations, but about the steady, quiet acts that say, "I care about your joy." Her love redefines what partnership feels like. It becomes less about competition or control and more about collaboration and harmony. She teaches you that true love is not selfish but generous, not demanding but giving. And in that generosity, she not only nurtures your happiness, but also strengthens the bond between you both. When a woman prioritizes your happiness, she is telling you in the most profound way that your heart matters to her. She wants to see you flourish, not because she expects something in return, but because your joy is her joy. She understands that a relationship built on shared happiness is a relationship that lasts. And so she invests in your peace, your comfort, and your dreams. Her love is not measured only in words, but in the way she consistently shows up for your well-being. When a woman genuinely loves you, one of the most undeniable signs you will notice is that she protects the relationship. For her, love is not something to display when it's convenient and discard when it's tested. She sees the bond you share as something sacred, something that must be guarded from external pressures, from gossip, and even from her own impulses when emotions run high. Protecting the relationship means she values it too much to carelessly expose it to harm. She becomes mindful of what she says about you, how she represents you to others, and the way she preserves the trust between you both. This protection is not about control or ownership. It's about deep respect for the love she has chosen to build with you. Her protection shows most clearly in the way she handles conflict. Every relationship has disagreements, but a woman who genuinely loves you knows that fights should not become public spectacles. She does not run to friends or family to tear you down in moments of anger. She does not broadcast your weaknesses or failures to the world. Instead, she seeks resolution privately, keeping your dignity intact while addressing her concerns directly with you. She protects the relationship by refusing to allow temporary emotions to permanently damage the bond. For her, the relationship matters more than winning an argument, and that wisdom shows in the way she handles challenges. This protection also extends to how she deals with outsiders. She becomes careful about who she allows to influence your bond. She does not let friends, colleagues, or family members sow seeds of doubt or division between you. Instead, she defends you when others misunderstand you. She sets boundaries when people cross lines, and she shields your love from unnecessary drama. Protecting the relationship means recognizing that not everyone has the best intentions, and she refuses to let outside negativity contaminate the space you are building together. Her loyalty is expressed in her willingness to stand by you when others might question or criticize you unfairly. You will also see her protection in the way she guards your vulnerabilities. When you share your fears, your doubts, or your weaknesses with her, she treats that trust like a treasure. She does not use your secrets against you or mock your pain. Instead, she becomes a safe place where you can lay down your armor without fear. She knows that vulnerability is not weakness, it is intimacy. And so she protects that intimacy fiercely, refusing to weaponize it even in her angriest moments. In her love, your heart is safe because she values the trust you have placed in her. A woman who protects the relationship also invests in preserving peace between you. She does not fan the flames of conflict when things go wrong, but instead looks for ways to cool them down. She recognizes when silence is more powerful than sharp words, and when forgiveness is more healing than pride. She does not allow ego to rule her actions, because she understands that love is not about proving who is right, but about preserving what is right. Protecting the relationship means she chooses peace over pride, harmony over hostility, and resolution over resentment. This protection can also be seen in the way she carries herself in public. She represents you with honor, even when you are not around. She does not speak lightly about you to strangers, nor does she entertain disrespect toward the relationship. Instead, her words and actions reflect the respect she has for what you share. When she genuinely loves you, she carries your bond with dignity, as though it is a crown she is proud to wear. The way she protects your image in front of others speaks volumes about the depth of her love and loyalty. Her protective nature is not limited to guarding against harm. It also involves nurturing what is good. She will encourage healthy habits in the relationship, like open communication, shared responsibilities, and quality time. She will discourage destructive patterns, like ignoring each other's needs, holding grudges, or letting outsiders have too much influence. Protecting the relationship is not passive, it is active. She works to keep the foundation strong, the connection alive, and the love vibrant. This level of intentionality shows that she does not take the relationship for granted. Sometimes protection also means protecting you from yourself. She will lovingly call you out when your actions could harm the relationship. She will remind you of your promises when you are tempted to forget them. This is not because she wants to control you, but because she wants to preserve the trust and love you've both worked hard to build. Love is not blind, it is aware, and in her awareness, she is willing to confront what could damage the relationship, even if it means having uncomfortable conversations. That willingness to face hard truths is also a form of protection. You will also notice that she protects the relationship by planning for its future. She does not treat the love you share as temporary or disposable. Instead, she makes decisions with both the present and the future in mind. She asks questions like, how can we grow together? How can we avoid what could tear us apart? Her long-term vision shows that she is not just protecting what you have today, but also what you could have tomorrow. In her eyes, the relationship is a garden, something to be watered, tended, and shielded so it can flourish over time. Ultimately, when a woman genuinely loves you, her protection of the relationship is not a burden. It is a gift. She sees the value of what you share and treats it with the care it deserves. She doesn't take love lightly because she knows how rare and fragile it is. And so she guards it, nurtures it, and shields it from harm. In her protection, you find safety, loyalty, and assurance. She proves through her actions that love is not just about feelings, it is about responsibility. And that responsibility is one of the clearest signs of genuine love. When a woman genuinely loves you, one of the most powerful signs is her consistency. Love is not measured in sudden bursts of emotion or temporary displays of affection. It is measured in the way she shows up day after day, even when it is not convenient. She does not give you attention only when she feels like it, nor does she disappear when things get hard. Her love is steady, her actions reliable, and her presence predictable in the best way. You don't have to second guess whether she will be there for you tomorrow, because her pattern has already proven she will. That kind of consistency is a silent vow, a declaration that she is committed to loving you not only in words but in repeated action. This consistency reveals itself in both the small and the big things. She remembers to check on you, she follows through on what she promises, and she makes the effort to stay connected even during busy seasons. Her love does not come in waves that crash and then retreat. It flows like a steady river. You can count on her because she has shown you time and time again that her word and her actions align. A woman who genuinely loves you is not swayed by fleeting moods or temporary frustrations. She may get upset, but she does not allow those emotions to rewrite her devotion. Her love is grounded, not fragile. Consistency is also what builds trust between you. Because when her actions match her words again and again, you begin to relax into the relationship. You don't have to wonder if she will disappear after a disagreement or withdraw when life gets complicated. Instead, you know she will still be there, loving you, standing by you, and working through challenges with you. This kind of reliability creates a foundation where intimacy can grow. Love becomes less about chasing reassurance and more about resting in the assurance she continually provides. Her love gives you stability in a world that often feels unpredictable. Sometimes consistency doesn't look glamorous, and that is what makes it so powerful. It is in the routine good morning messages, the steady presence during your lowest days, the way she remembers the little details about your life without fail. It is in how she listens even when she is tired, or how she chooses to stand by you even when the easier option would be to walk away. These may not look like fireworks, but they are the heartbeat of genuine love. A woman who loves you understands that consistency is more important than intensity, because it is consistency that sustains love through time. When she is consistent, she also shows you that her love is not dependent on circumstances. She doesn't only love you when you are at your best, when you are successful, confident, and thriving. She loves you through the hard times, through the struggles, and through the seasons where you doubt yourself. Her love doesn't vanish when life gets messy because it was never based on perfection. It was based on commitment. This is why her consistency is a priceless gift. It shows you that she is not just in love with the good parts of you. She is in love with all of you, the whole journey, the ups and downs alike. Consistency also reveals emotional maturity. A woman who genuinely loves you knows that feelings can fluctuate, but love is a decision that must be renewed daily. She doesn't let fleeting frustrations dictate her devotion. Instead, she chooses to love intentionally, even when emotions are complicated. This is why her actions don't confuse you, they reassure you. Her consistency is not about pretending to always feel the same, but about choosing to act with love even when emotions waver. That choice makes her love trustworthy because it is rooted in principle, not just passion. Her consistent love also teaches you what true partnership looks like. It shows you that relationships are not built on occasional highs, but on steady, mutual effort. She sets a standard that love must not only be declared, but demonstrated repeatedly. This inspires you to meet her with the same energy, to show up for her just as she shows up for you. Her consistency does not only bless the relationship, it transforms it into a safe, balanced space where both partners feel secure and valued. In this way, her devotion elevates both of you, because it encourages you to love her with the same steadiness. One of the most comforting aspects of her consistency is the stability it brings. In a world full of uncertainty, having someone whose love you can rely on becomes an anchor. You don't have to fear that she will pull away when things aren't perfect. You don't have to chase her attention or beg for her commitment. Her love gives you room to breathe, to focus on your life without the constant anxiety of losing her. That kind of peace is rare, and it only comes from someone whose love is grounded in genuine care. Her consistency tells you, without words, I am not going anywhere. She also proves her consistency by choosing to show up in both actions and presence, not just when it benefits her, but when it benefits you. She doesn't love for convenience, she loves because she has chosen to, and that choice does not change when it becomes inconvenient. She shows up when it is hard, she remains present when things get uncomfortable, and she stays faithful when the easier option would be to give up. Her love is steady because she understands that real relationships are tested by storms, and consistency is what keeps them standing. Ultimately, a woman's consistency is one of the clearest demonstrations of genuine love. It is the opposite of conditional affection or fluctuating loyalty. It is her way of saying, you don't have to question where I stand. You don't have to wonder if I'll still be here tomorrow. My love is not temporary, it's steady, intentional, and real. In her consistency, you will find reassurance, stability, and a depth of love that words alone cannot capture. And it is in this steadiness that you realize you are truly loved, not just in moments, but in a lifetime of devotion. Would you like me to take all 5 expanded keynotes, a 1 to 5, and weave them into a single, seamless motivational speech script in Jessica Opare's voice so it flows like one continuous 26-30-minute video?